November is finally here, and you know what that means, guys. I'm bullish. I'm back to being bullish because the Riddler says so. And not to mention, I think history hopefully rhymes here, if not repeats. Okay? And let's see what happens. Today's video is all about November, guys. Okay, and all the Riddler connections. So let us just begin. Hello everyone, hope you guys are having an amazing day. XRP is around $2.50. It's been ranging for the past couple days. I hope we go higher, and we may honestly, due to this comment, guys, from Binance.us. You know what they just tweeted out? No red November. No red November. Wasn't October red, guys? So it does make sense if they do pump it this month, because this month is usually bullish, right? And previously for last year, for XRP, guys, it was extremely bullish. Okay, then they say please. So if they're begging for a green November, you know what that means, guys. Okay, it comes from Binance themselves. Now, check this out. What's about to appear? Well, hopefully green. Now, guys, we're to the fun part of XRP in the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting. What do we have here? November. Okay, this was from the Riddlers, guys, and they told us to keep quiet. Right, November stated right there. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but you know what I find interesting is the color. It's all green. Come on, guys. Right, then from Mr. Pool on 11/01, today's dates, by the way, November 1st, the timestamp, for the timestamp, he posted expected. Right, we must expect the unexpected. Right, so I'm bullish, guys. I don't know about you guys. Which obviously means that USDT.dominant chart hopefully goes back to the 5-day moving average. Okay, then from Fojak, November to remember. From Mr. Pool, okay, November to remember. Now, was last November, guys, explosive, right? That we were forced to remember. Yes. Okay, November 4th of 2019, an explosion. So here are all the connections for November, guys. From Fojak, November, it has already started. 11/3 double plus. It will all become visible shortly. Remember, you are prepared for whatever's about to happen. Okay, I wish I or we were allowed to say more, but each of us has a purpose with a common goal. We warned you, now it's time to act. Action Plan A has commenced in November of 2018. Okay, now coming down here, I think it's always been November. This comes from the bear himself as well. Remember the 4th of November. Okay, now the 4th is quite interesting because there's a few more connections here in the coming tweets. And as the year progresses and the end of November draws near, the pace will quicken in the realms of politics, global strife, financial prosperity, and natural cataclysms. Look at that. Right, so again, financial prosperities. It won't be in October, most likely during the end of November and the first 2 weeks of December. From Kichiro, guys. Okay, the end of November. There it is again. Right, so I'm bullish once again, guys. And here are all 11s for November. Okay, wow, an insane amount of connections here. But let's go back. Okay, let's go back. Look at this insane find from BlackRock Whale 2. Once lawsuit ends, you need to hold your XRP for the next 3 months. Okay, so the lawsuit ended when? August 23rd. 3 months later comes out to November 23rd. That's when Mr. Pool tweeted about those switches being flipped. Okay, flipping the switch. There it is. So again, guys, I'm bullish. Okay, for this month, no doubt, just because of all these connections. Now the charts right now, you can't even read them, right? Because you're just going stable, guys. It's just consolidating, right? But from the Riddlers, it's pointing to bullishness, right? Which is why I'm bullish. Now, from Esoteric King, last November 2nd, XRP had one final little dip before we began moving towards these price levels today. History often rhymes. November to remember, right? So, okay, let's take a look at XRP's price history last November. Okay, this is crazy, right? When you see this price action, this is why people smile. November began right here on this candle, right? We had a small dump, okay, in the beginning of November, and then right after this happened, guys. Okay, a couple days into November. This was last year, 500 100% price rise. Okay, this was last year. Okay, so this was literally ballistic. Literally, guys. So usually history does repeat, if not rhymes. Okay, and the chart says so, right? The chart says so. Time is so near, smile. Why? Because when we look at these certain indicators, guys, okay, but when we look at these certain indicators, what do we find here? Well, whatever this is stochastic RSI, I believe, or something like that, guys, it's at oversold levels. Okay, oversold levels right there. And previously, when we're at oversold levels, well, prices always rise. Okay, here's a blast from the past. Sam on possible price first week of November. Okay, this comes from To the Lifeboats, guys, old video about how November we may see some type of price action here. I mean, last year we did though, right? So it was confirmed. But what about this year is the question.
The banker insider that I talked about, he's pointed out that in his view, with what he knows from who he is and who he works for and so forth, that XRP will rise rapidly. In 24 hours, he thinks it will be 50 plus or even multiples of 50. Again, we had the Declaration of Independence coin was $100.
Right, Kichiro, we just looked at his tweet, stated end of November, right, to December.
So the Ripple Riddler may be telling us it's a $100 rise that we might see this first full week of November, ending on the 10th or 11th. And he posted this, which is the symbol for bright. But I also found that aside from this little line connecting into here, that it is the symbol for the Ming Dynasty right here. And it turns out that the Ming Dynasty ran into a little problem. During the last years, an economic crisis developed that was centered on sudden widespread lack of the empire's chief medium of exchange, silver. Of course, the coin was silver.
Interesting. Silver has been running here, right? In these past couple weeks to months.
What happened is they had all these trading partners who were exchanging silk for silver and various things for silver, and those dried up for one reason or another. And the state, of course, the empire demanded its taxes in silver. The farmers were getting paid in for their crops in copper. But because of the liquidity crisis, the price of silver had just shot up so high relative to everything else that there was no way that they could trade enough copper into silver in order to pay the state the taxes. And so the whole thing just came crashing down. And I think that's what Kichiro, if I'm saying his name right, hopefully, is telling us here with this little hint that there may not be enough XRP out there, and we might see a dramatic price rise for that exact reason. Okay, and
wow, so that was a beautiful find, guys. That was literally from like 2018. It seems like, okay, that November there's a lot of bullish events that could be on the horizon here. Okay, even though life rewards abundance with even more abundance, I hope, guys, right? This was for 1031, right before the price rise of like 5x happened, or like 6x, okay? If the past proves the future, well, the future proves the past. Welcome to November from XRPCC 9, the end and the beginning. Enjoy. I'm super excited, guys, honestly. I think if this is the case, we should see $3 this month. Okay, my price target, which I've been telling people. Now, for the extreme short term though. Now, where 1 mirrors 1 equal November, okay, 11. In a dance of duality where 1 mirrors 1, right, 1, 1, lies a portal unseen, which is November this month, right? A pump you have never witnessed before. November 1st, the binary code 1101, today's date, is a number 13. So today's 13, huh? As well as for Mr. Pool, so it begins 1101, right? This was the BG123 Mountains, guys. Begins when? November 1st, today. Our dominoes about to start falling. Goodbye, 111 from Scam Detective. And then good night and goodbye at 111 today. Right? Wonder, 111 today. What do we have here? For 111 today, guys. A creepy looking mask. Okay? Today is literally National Bison Day, guys. Guess what? Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Right? Are we about to see a run here? I hope. Right? I hope. The Grateful Dead is releasing official new audio for every track on their American Beauty album ahead of the 55th anniversary of its release, November 1st, 1970. What? Ripples is one of those tracks, right? The Ripple name got influenced by the Grateful Dead. That's interesting to hear. Interesting. So I don't know, guys. A lot of bullish tweets for this month, especially today, right? You watching? Takeoff died 11/01 November. Takeoff. November 1st. A smiley face. Could that be a pump coming? Right? 11/01 black. Blackouts. The iceberg, right? From the B123 image, and the king was on top of it, right? Or it could be that we're barely seeing the full picture here, right? Because beneath lies a lot more things. November 1st is the 305th day of the year, right? 305 from Ripple Riddler, the liquidity flood. Incoming, I hope that's to XRP. XRP moons 5-1. Just watch, grab some popcorn, sit back, and remember this day. When you look back and celebrate the 1st of May, coming back to November, 5 mirrored is 11, guys, November, okay, on the clock. So watch for today and this month. We wait from Big Short, the fountain for today's video. Okay, this was yesterday's dates right there. We wait. I hope, guys, I'm bullish now. Let's see what appears. I hope, let's see. Will history rhyme or repeat this month? There's a possibility, realistically. Now, beneath device, when we don't even look at riddlers, by the way, right? Everything's, but when we tie everything together, it's all aligning beautifully. So watch out for this month. Now, beneath device, let us begin. But anyways, guys, so face amazing. See ya.